Hello there everyone. Just sort of give you this opportunity to see the elephants enjoying a bath. First bath of the day for these guys. It's very, very hot here in Phuket. This is the lake, Phuket Elephant Nursery. Ooh.
It's always got his trunk out or occasionally.
You going in? Anyone going in?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's crying. Oh, I want to go myself. I've got my jeans and stuff on and didn't bring a change of clothes. Otherwise, I would get in myself. But there we are. You can enjoy this. Just met some people from Siberia this morning. Very cold where they come from. This heat, they were already looking like lobsters. So we got Sao, elephant Sao and Oi there. These are big girls that are here at the lake with their keepers. We've got a few of our visitors are going in to give them a... You ready to... Oh, don't worry, Glenn. I've been in there plenty of times. Yeah, we know each other better these days, me and the elephants. So no, I'm yeah, like I said, I would love to, but I was just about to leave actually. But I thought, here's the elephants are bathing. I thought I'd share this with you. So I'm going to just plonk myself down here. If I just stay in the shade a bit, at least give you a okay view. That should be enough. Oh, you go down, yeah, down the steps there. Okay. Or you can jump. Yeah, oh hello Anita Blunt. Yes, it is, it's lovely, you know, it's really nice to, and of course, you know, what's really nice about this is, apart from the elephants having a great time, of course the people that come here and get to experience it, they, good idea.
I'm sorry, I'm all in your...
No, don't worry about me, no. You go ahead, get the best shot you can. Yeah, you know, it's funny, isn't it? You know, hello the Bristol, hello Leon, nice to see you, man. All right, yeah. So we've got this small group of visitors. This is how we do it here. We've got small groups, so you know they get time to spend time with the elephants, and the elephants don't get too stressed. And yeah. So this is the highlight of the trip for a lot of people. They, you know, so these people have already gotten to know the elephants in the forest. They've gone out to meet them in the forest and feed them, and then they finish off with the bathing before they have their lunch. นี่ของผู้หญิงคนนั้นน่ะกับลูกสาวเขาตั้งไว้อย่างนั้นแหละอ๋อนี่อ๋อไม่รู้อันนี้ของลูกสาวเขาใช่มันจะร้อนมากเลย You've got to tell that lady her phone's going to get very... I presume her phone's recording, but it's going to get very hot there. Yeah, that's one on the shade. Yeah. So how's the weather in Bristol there, Leon? Good there. Yeah. See if I can get you a little bit closer for, but I'm worried we'll lose the Wi-Fi, but let's see. I'm just doing a live stream. Oh, not too bad. Okay, sunny. Yes, that's good. Spring's on the way, eh? All right. Yeah. You know, it's interesting. You know, when you think about you know, I opened up the Bible the other day. I mean, I'm not an avid reader of the Bible, but I opened it up the other day, and it was, I suppose it was I can't remember if it's the King James version, I'm not sure, but pretty much the beginning, talking about, you know, I suppose it's the Genesis part where, basically, you know, man's on the earth and then all the animals. The way it's written, I can't remember the exact words, but it kind of like gives you the impression that it's our job to look after the animals, or at least, you know, herd, shepherd, whatever, in some ways control the animal. I don't know whether I necessarily agree with the sentiment or what it actually is supposed to mean, but obviously, you know, we do have a situation in life where often we do, you know, yes, and many animals are free and stuff, but also at the same time we domesticate them, and there are many uses for them, as well as food, if that's what you want to do. But there's also these other, you know, of course, you know, elephants, they work, horses work, cattle in many respects works, doesn't it? Sheep provide wool, and so it goes on. I suppose what I'm saying is there is this symbiotic relationship between the elephants and the people that look after them. You know, because obviously they can't be left to roam around free, really. These are domestic elephants, so they can't be, you know, just like cattle or whatever, they're kept in a certain place. If they start wandering around on the roads and everything, they start causing havoc. You know, there is this relationship where the elephants kind of understand that there's work to be done, but here, I mean, their only work is just to kind of pretty much to be elephants. But you know, obviously there's I mean, they're not forced to do things, but you know, like any other kind of maybe trained animal, as it were, then they would be asked to you know, like put up with being bathed. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to get in the shade. This is far too hot. I'm going to tell that lady she should be careful about her phone. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the water. I mean, you can see it's really dry season because the water, you know, used to be coming up to here. But now with the dry season, it hasn't rained. You can see how much water's gone. This is all dried up now. This is a thing. Yeah. What's that? Oh, I've got to stay in the shade, otherwise it's too much. What's that? We all have a purpose. Where's that? Hang on, we all have a purpose. Yeah, that's true, isn't it, Leon? And I would say even all those interactions that we have with people, you know, the chance meetings, the way things work out, and that's even with people that maybe cause upset, or even those haters. They are all part of our experience, right? So, you know, I've always got, and I'm sure you've experienced it, if you're a so-called flat earther or just a truth seeker questioning the official narrative, you'll have people that hate you, absolutely hate you for doing that, and all they want to do is make sarcastic remarks. They want to try and make you sound stupid, pass you off as crazy, anything but admit to themselves that they don't know certain things, that you're just saying, I don't know what this is, and I'm asking questions. And so, of course, these people will hate on you. They will just attack you personally. And of course, this behavior that we see from people tells us that they are defending a kind of cult-like belief, and they are very much they're insecure, and all that stuff, and they feel the need to look down on, or kind of make those that are questioning their identity look bad. But at the same time, so what I'm saying is, interacting or meeting those people, or being exposed to those people, or people kind of trolling you and chasing you around and trying their best to make you look bad. Again, it's all part of our life experience, and is ultimately beneficial. If you of course, people can be very mean and nasty, and if you're of a kind of, if you're position, if you're not so confident or whatever, or you worry too much about what other people think, which is what most of us kind of spend our lives doing a lot of the time, then of course you will be affected by it. But if you're in a strong position of, you see, not knowing is a strong position, isn't it? You see, the globe believers, they already have a story and a narrative that they believe in, and they are not allowed to think outside of that. They're not allowed to go beyond that. They can't question it, because it's all, to them, it's all been set in stone, right? But when you don't have any particular belief, and you're able to question all these things, then you are free. You are totally free. You are absolutely free to think of it, decide what you want, to contemplate other possibilities. You see, that's the thing. Those with the kind of globe earth belief, spinning balls and all that stuff, of course, there's, for whatever reason it is, they identify with that. A lot of us might have grown up going along with it, because that's what we were taught, planets and spinning balls and all that stuff. And we just go along with it, and we kind of accept it. Okay, that's where I live. And then, but even then, it's difficult to come to terms with the reality that the Earth isn't a spinning globe. But at the same time, that as long as you can go, you don't kind of fall into this, oh, I've got to have an alternative explanation. The thing is, you're very free, but you're also very grounded at the same time. When you're standing on a level Earth, you know that it's not a globe, but you don't assume or presume or become attached or identify with anything else. It's a completely open book, right? And that's wonderful. That's liberating. That's freedom. But those who are stuck in their globe belief and defending it, they are not on solid ground at all. They will try to give you the impression that they are, and they will try to undermine your position, but they can't. They're always coming from it from a different point of view. To them, it's a contest. To them, they've got you've got nothing. You can't do this. You can't do that. You don't know this. You don't know that. And it's like, well, yeah, that's okay, because I'm not pretending. None of us are pretending to have the answers, whereas these guys think that they have all the answers, but it's just not based in reality whatsoever. It's just a concept, just a model of just an idea. But the thing is, because they're so invested in that idea, they can only defend that idea, and then they have to make up all sorts of stories and overcome cognitive dissonance just to stick to the same old story. Whereas a so-called flat earther or a truth seeker will allow anything to come along. You don't have to have fixed ideas about where the sun or the moon are, or what the earth actually is and what we're doing here, yeah? But I can guarantee you one thing, that is we're all here, every single one of us is on this earth having an experience that is something that we can learn from. Yeah, and the thing is, what you'll see with these globers is that for, let's say you've been in this since 2015, that's what, 7 years already? I mean, for 7 years, I've been hearing the same old stories. And I remember going into, of course, you go to Google or whatever, and you say, right, well, and you try to find out, how was it first established that the Earth is a globe? How did they find out the Earth is a globe? And you've got pages and pages of the same story being repeated, and it's the Eratosthenes experiment. Yeah, so basically, some guy with sticks and shadows, working out the circumference, and that's easy enough. That's just mathematical formula. I mean, I have people arguing for days on end because they have a mathematical formula, and that you can take a radius and you can work out the circumference just with any given radius. They think that's the proof. They think, having formula for gravity and the radius or the circumference of something, of a circle, or being able to talk about, create a sphere, talk about the radius of it or circumference of a sphere, just because they have a radius to start with and they have a formula. They think that knowing these formula is proof enough that we live on a globe. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Of course, you can use the formula on a ball or something, or a marble. You can do that, can't you? Right? But that doesn't mean that you can apply it to the Earth, and it doesn't fit with the Earth. In fact, I heard McToon say the other day in a debate, he's basically, what is it? They claim that there's a geometric horizon, but you can't see it. So it can't be measured, but what they are measuring is an optical horizon, and then you have all these silly claims about the horizon drop. Absolutely nuts. That's all they've got. They've actually got nothing. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Leon Bristolian, yeah? Yeah, you're right. It is true that you're right. So to have those, and of course, I'm sure all of us have had experiences growing up, and there's a point where you realize that your parents don't know everything, and they don't always have the ability to see things. You see what I mean? They have your best interests at heart, and they might want you to do something or not do something for your own safety, for your own benefit, but ultimately, we always get to a point where you have to kind of think about it pragmatically, about the way you see things or your direction. And I was talking about this with my wife yesterday. We might have hopes and dreams for our kids, but at the same time, it's not our kids' job to do what we want or we wished we'd done. It's up to them, so it's up to us to help them along their path and try not to distract them. Yeah, you can talk about fate and stuff. Yeah, he is a joke, Glenn. You're right, Glenn. He is a joke, because it's like, and that's the thing. You can't have a genuine, authentic, honest discussion with any of these hardcore globers. Yeah, because again, because they have such a rigid story to stick to about the globe and all these explanations that have been worked out over the past few hundred years, because of that, they are not able to admit certain things that they can't actually prove or measure. They have to make up all these other stories and stuff, and then call you an idiot or whatever because you don't understand. It's like, no, we understand perfectly that you might have a formula or something, but that doesn't make the real world like that. Yeah. Rayleigh criterion, hello, an icebreaker. Glenn, that's the word. We already have dominion over them. We are to be stewards to care for their work. Okay, nicely put. Yes, that's the word, to have dominion over them. Elements, what I was talking about, the Bible, animals in the Bible. So, yeah, to kind of like, I suppose it really depends on the translation of that. I suppose in many respects you could say we are the smartest animals, the smartest creatures on the earth that we know of. It's funny, I remember my dad saying that to me once over the dinner table. Oh, we're the smartest animals on the earth. And I stopped and I said, well, that's all very well saying that, but then you might have some other animal sitting there thinking the same thing, thinking to themselves that they are the smartest animals on the earth, and these, but of course, pragmatically, yes, of course, we can build things, we can do things that animals can't. So we have that ability. We are in that sense smarter. But does that really benefit us? Does it help us Does it help us change fate? Does it do anything else that, well, as you're saying, Glenn, you know, we can become stewards, we can care for them, and I suppose, yes, if we care for the planet, care for ourselves, care for our fellow humans, and care for our fellow creatures, the Earth would be perhaps even an even better place. But then again, this is also a place which is undeniably, there is going to be suffering. You know, people argue about God and, oh, there can't be a God because in their mind God is supposed to be benevolent. Well, maybe that's not the point. Maybe the whole point of this place is to have experiences, and they might be good or bad experiences depending on your karma, depending on the lesson you are here to learn, right? You're going to experience suffering. Every animal, every creature is going to experience suffering. They're going to experience joy as well. They're going to experience moments of pleasure, but they're going to experience suffering as well. Yeah. And this is just again, this is something that is self-evident. Just like it's self-evident, we're living in I mean, you know, what creation, what intelligence created these creatures and created us and created all this, you know, the water. We don't know. We have no idea. It's funny. It's so funny because we have no idea where any of this came from. Where's this water come from? Where's this land come from? Well, how did it get here? How did we get here? How did any of this arrive? Nobody knows. And that's the wonderful thing, you know, nobody actually knows. And, you know, of course, if you are in some way insecure or you want to identify as a certain person, then you will, hello, let's just say hi to these guys. Hello, you all right? Feeling cool now? Yeah. You all right? Hey. Yeah. Oh, is that nice? In the shade now. Yeah, had a good time? Nice and cool. Yeah. Wait, that means there's a mahout. They're just trying to tell them to move, but they just want to chill in the shade. They're like, I'm not going back in the sun. Men jag går där, låter mig. Yeah, there you go. Oh, hello, Inram. Yeah. So, they probably just wanted to hang around. Yeah. What's that, Inram? My pops only had 2 rules. 1, he was always right. 2, should he be wrong first? Oh, yeah, interesting, Inram. Yeah. Okay, what's that? Okay, mate, nice one. See you later. All right, okay. If that elephant can talk, I'm almost positive that it would ask you for more pineapples. Oh, yes, they just eat non-stop, yeah. So, all right, well, that's that, man. And yeah, you know, I just wanted to share that lovely moment with you, and it was nice to talk about, you know, creation and all that. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing, you know. So it's funny when you have people coming to you, these globe believers and stuff, talking about they know this and they know that. All they know is the story. All they know is the explanations they've been told, but they don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows how this was created, how any of us got here, or why we're here. But I would, just from my own life experience and looking at that of other people's life experience, I would say that the whole point is to have that experience. We learn from the interactions, you know, just like as you're in Rem, as you were saying about your father, you know, it's like, well, okay, you learn that that kind of attitude is kind of, well, it's useful in some ways, but at the end of the day, it's something that we kind of, you know, you end up kind of breaking away from that, don't you? Because you have to find out what's right for you. Yeah, no one else can tell you that, and that's the thing, isn't it? You've got so many people, you've got people all over the place that would love to tell you what's right for you based on what they think is right for you, when they have no idea. And when it comes to these globe earth defenders, again, they it's mad. They haven't changed. That's the funny thing, you know. You see that they have not changed. They are still just being sarcastic and idiotic and you know, contradictory in their arguments. All they can do is come up with these the same. Well, again, they're not really arguments, but they have to just kind of like, they cannot ever. They think it's a battle. They think that, and that's the thing. It's not. The battle really. The challenge is within ourselves. This is the whole thing that we're talking about when it comes to seeking the truth. It's not about battling with others. It's not about bashing other people over the head with the truth. It's about internalizing. It's about finding your own way, finding your own truth. And the only way you can do that is to reflect on your own thoughts and beliefs. Yeah. And of course, you know, they say things like, "Oh, you don't have a model. You know, what's your alternative model?" And so I keep saying, nothing changes. Nothing changes about what we see. What do we see here? We see level water. What do we see happening in the clouds? We see the air moving about. We see an atmosphere. Look at these things moving, the trees and everything. This isn't an atmosphere stuck to the outside of a spinning globe. Yeah, it's just obvious. You know, reality shows us. Yeah, but. So it is challenging. It is very challenging, and I'm sure it's been challenging throughout millennia for people to actually just stick with reality and not get swallowed up by beliefs. Yeah. But yeah. And Rem, the battle is over. It's time to win the war. Nice one. It's all in that. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, hello, Iron Horse. Nice to see you, man. It is narrow-minded miss, isn't it, Inram? What's that, Lev Kung Fu? I've made some videos on how land and life was formed. Okay, I'll check that out. Nice one. Okay. Yeah, but we figured it out 2,000 years ago. Yeah, sounds a bit like a religion to me, doesn't it? Yeah. You know, but this is the thing, to even, you see, the thing is, okay, so let's, you know, just very, very briefly, you know, so the whole kind of, what is it, Eratosthenes thing. So they were talking about a circumference, and, you know, in anyone with a rational, pragmatic mind can admit to themselves and to you that, all right, well, if we talk about a circumference based on a radius, that can be a circle on a flat piece of paper, or you could refer to it as a globe if you want. Okay, it's one or the other when you talk about circumference. But no, they can't even go there. They will only use terminology and assumptions and presuppositions based on a model. So they're always arguing for a model. They're not arguing for reality. You, the truth seeker, the flat earther, is arguing for reality. You're talking about this. You're talking about what you can demonstrate and see in reality. Those guys, those globe earth defenders, are talking about an abstract concept that has nothing to do with reality. Yeah. And that's the thing. They're arguing from that. They're arguing about my idea is better than reality. That's what they're saying to you. You know, my idea is the only idea. My belief is the only belief. You know, they're the same as any hardline Christian or Muslim or whatever, you know, Jehovah's Witness or whatever. You know, my religion is the best one. You must only talk in terms of my religion. That's how they are. And that's why, you know, it's a cult. Yeah. Because otherwise, you could say, a simple thing is just like, okay, you could just admit that I don't know what's up there beyond the sky, higher than aircraft can go. I've no idea what's happening up there. I have no idea what's happening beneath my feet. No idea. I've no idea how this water got here, you know, or any of this. I've no idea. I don't know. Happy to admit that, but I'm standing on firm ground while I admit that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hello. What's that? Lydian Stormage, we've got to increase symbiosis in the world. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, it is. So anyway, okay, the elephants are gone now, so it's boring. You don't really want to be seeing my... oh, one more from Inrem there. In Eratosthenes ever mentioned in the books of antiquity written by the authors recording the present as he lived, that would someday be there. Yeah. Okay, exactly, Inram, yeah. Who knows what's actually been written about him, or even if he existed. There's too much emotional identification with the globe Earth. when you barely question. Well, yes, you're right, G. That's the thing, isn't it? You know, and I remember myself, I was fascinated with the planets and things like that. I knew some of those facts, you know, like, you know, what certain planets' atmospheres were made of and things like that. But I wasn't that attached to it, you know, and dreaming of aliens and things like that, you know, okay, that was a cool idea and I loved sci-fi, you know, but it wasn't, I didn't identify with that. That wasn't me. Just as the Bristolian was saying earlier on, you know, that's the thing. That's what the difference. You're dealing with people that really identify with the globe, and maybe it's something that they felt, you know, they just really got attached to it, and when they were young. Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between being told, okay, this is the globe, you're one of 9 planets, and you kind of just go along with it and accept it because that's what authority tells you, whereas the difference is when you try to become an authority, or you imagine yourself as an authority on the globe, and then of course it's very difficult to let go of. Same as with the Rona narrative, yeah, the same thing. You know, all of a sudden you had people that were proclaiming themselves as experts. You know, they couldn't wait to be the ones jabbing people. They couldn't wait to be the marshals lining people up. They wanted to play a role in bringing about this paradigm. Yeah, they suddenly, you know, just because they'd watched some expert on TV rolled out to explain things, if they listened, they could then repeat those things with some sense of authority. Yeah, and you know, I could see people like with, you know, being given privileges, like, okay, you work for the NHS, you get a privilege, and these people were swanning around and really, you know, feeling that they had some kind of importance. They suddenly had elevated status. They were suddenly just normal or everyday people that were suddenly given elevated status. You could jump to the front of the queue if you got your NHS badge. You get a discount. You know, you're special because you're part of this. Yeah, and that's what they did. That's how they did it. That's how they, you know, they rolled out this thing, and they got everyone to play their role. Yeah, and they did. And that's the thing, those that became so heavily invested in that or identifying with it are the ones that will never ever ever admit that they made a mistake. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the same with the globe. Yeah, globulins. Yeah. What's that, Rayleigh? Yeah, okay, hang on, Imrem. Yeah, life is a mission. One must find out the mission. Yeah, that's it. That is it. Yeah, yeah. Rayleigh, whatever. If the ancient Greeks knew the Earth was a globe, then where are all the marble globes? Ah, good point, man. Good point. Yeah, there are no globes in there from them. Yeah, I never thought about it like that before. What's that? They've come through. The Earth is the flat Earth model, measures flat and not curved. That's right. Yeah. Scott, hello. Admission of questions is sometimes freeing with an open mind. Yes. Yeah. Okay. What's that? Rayleigh, Atlas is not carrying the Earth on his shoulders, but the celestial sphere. Nice one. Oh, okay. It's lovely. I love sharing those ideas. It's always great. So, and yeah, it's always, you know, when you get comments and stuff from free thinkers, it's refreshing, and it gives you more food for thought. That's what I love. But then when you come across some glober telling you've got nothing, you know, that I've got proof, the horizon drops and all that stuff, and it's just like, oh my god, you know, you're still bashing the same, you know, religious nonsense and doctrine that you have been for 7 years. They haven't changed. And that's the thing you'll notice. They haven't changed. Whereas, you know, there are more and more flat earthers every day. And you know, no one's going back. Yeah, because you can see through the lie. Yeah. So don't let them put you off, because that's all they want to do. They are desperate. These trolls are desperate to put you off, desperate to put some seeds of doubt into your mind. But again, they're not operating on the same frequency. They think that by saying, oh, you're wrong, you're stupid, you're an idiot, you don't get it, you don't understand mathematics, they think, I mean, that's a wrong assumption anyway, but they think by saying that they are winning some kind of argument. Yeah. But they're not, because they're just arguing from a nonsensical, idiotic, unprovable, abstract point of view, not reality. Again, You're arguing from reality. You're sticking with reality and just admitting that there's a limit to what we know. These guys claim to know everything about from the beginning of creation until now, without an iota of any proof, and they're all talking about indirect evidence. So that is one video I plan to do very soon, is talking about the nature of indirect evidence. I think it's important to point that out, and I've found an article on you know, dark matter, the whole thing about dark matter. I mean, this is just, it's insane that it basically doesn't exist. They're just trying to make up stuff, and you know, so we'll go through that. I've got a video lined up that I want to do for that. So that's it. Yeah, observable reality. That's right, Inram. Yeah. What's that? Again, they've tried to recruit me, the Space Force, in Facebook, but that's how desperate they are. In fact, I did find a trolling video that was directed at me that was from a year ago. But what happened was, this guy admitted in a comment to me that I mean, he was really nasty, you know, the usual stuff, the same old. But what he told me that a lot of the thing, these guys have just decided to do a new channel, a new YouTube channel. They think a way to get popular is to trash the flat earthers. And what happens is, when someone is trashing the flat earthers, they get help. They get help from the, you know, these globe earth trolls. Yeah. So what happened? And then, so some newbie might come along, just like you know, doing a Simon Dan thing. The thing is, they're all reading scripts that have been given to them. They've all, you know, again, they're not asking questions. They're just repeating the same old stuff that's been put on pieces of paper for them to say this, that, and the other against the flat earthers. Yeah. It's funny, you can watch these guys reading off these bloody scripts, you know, because if they'd never entertained the topic, if they'd never thought about it, things like the so-called horizon drop wouldn't even be something that they would know about or even think about. But they get these silly arguments from these gangs of globers, yeah. And it just, that's the thing, when they, you know, all of a sudden someone makes an anti-flat earth video, it kind of helps build their popularity a bit. But I don't care, because it also helps, you know, they do a hit piece on me. Well, it means that people will see some of my content. They'll see a clip and they might get a little bit curious. Those with an open mind and curiosity will come and see what else I got to say. Those with a closed mind will just believe the nonsense and claptrap spoken by the anti-glober, anti-flat earther, and then they'll move on to something else, yeah? So it's okay. We just keep on going. We just keep on sticking to the truth, sticking to the, you know, the honesty, the intellectual honesty of saying, I do not know. But what I can point out is what we see and experience in reality. So if you want to talk about space balls and things like that, then, well, you've either got to demonstrate it or prove it, or you know, show that any contradictory statement to reality is something that you can prove and demonstrate. Otherwise, you're talking absolute tosh. Yeah. Yeah, Inrem, nice one. Dark matter equals we can't explain or cover it. Yeah. You're right, they've come through the globe as a contradictory argument. And what's that, Scott? Levram, happy largest mammals living out in the wilderness is awesome. I used to see elephants in captivity, not well for them. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's lovely to be here. It's lovely to be doing this, yeah? So this is something that feels kind of fulfilling, you know? I'm in a place that kind of where I'm kind of feel like I'm doing some good, making a contribution. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Hey guys, I've got to go. Let's catch up soon. Thank you for all your comments and tuning in. And let's just keep on spreading the truth. And that truth being that we're still investigating where we are. We don't know where we are. It's an ongoing investigation, and there is a lot to learn. Okay. I'll just turn around and give you a quick bye-bye. All right. So catch up soon. Yeah. Take care. And have yourself a good week. All right, cheers.